chat. With that being said, let's talk about these two teams, Rookhill. We got Refuse to Die versus the Googly Bobbers. River of Blood was taken to tiebreakers last week. Impressive coming from Refuse to Die. They still lost, but River Blood was able to take the tiebreaker, but they pulled those 2 points away from them. When is the time that when is the time that Refuse to Die can celebrate? They have a win against Kung Fu, sure, but tonight they face a top 8 team from last season. Maps, Steps, and Abbey. Those are their maps. The least popular is becoming their domain. They either win or draw it on these maps. And if they stick to that type of format, they could take this series, possibly. If they win tonight, they'll have plenty to celebrate. They'll have plenty of fireworks to fire off. Go Bob. They got a draw on X against Fnatic, but plus they had 3 losses. The same when they went up against the Ropes. It didn't work against a championship team of what we saw against Simple Tinkers. It was very, very impressive. The thing about Go Bob is that they're so good when they push. They're so good when they're calculated. They're so good when they're aggressive. Other than that, they need to get a little bit better when it comes to being more well-rounded. That's Go Bob, in my opinion. But the Hold My Beer tactics, they're fun to see. They're always fun to see. With that being said, it's time to invite the 2 team representatives here from the Googly Bobbers and Refuse to Die. Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the Face-Off.
Good evening.
Hi.
All right. How late is it? Are you both guys East Coasters?
Central, it's 12:30.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Let's get this started. My first question goes to Refuse to Die. Were you surprised you were able to bring River of Blood to a tiebreaker, and are you still underestimated?
No, I'm not surprised at all. Actually, I guess I'm really surprised and disappointed that they felt the need to camp on Abbey. I guess I expected more. But no, I don't think we're underestimated. I mean, I was talking with Sovereign before this, and I think, both him and I have pretty good respect for each other's teams. So the second you start underestimating any of the teams in the Gold League is the second you get 3-0 swept, and you're thinking, what just happened?
Well put, Bag of Kittens. All right, Go Bob. You had a loss against Fnatic last week. How have you prepared for this week against Refuse to Die?
We trained. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it,
Are you laughing because that's a joke?
No,
Or
I'm not. I'm never sarcastic. We trained actually quite a bit.
Okay. I know it's late. We're all excited to see you guys.
My bedtime was like 6 o'clock.
because internal reports from your team tell me that you ask for air support a lot.
That is true.
There's no air support in tanks.
No, there's not. All
I'll
right.
make it happen.
Googly Bobbers, any words you'd like to say to your opponents before we start?
Good luck, man. Have fun.
Okay. Bag of Kittens, any words?
Hold my beer.
I'm underaged.
All right,
Let's have
gentlemen.
fun.
Best of luck. We'll see you on the battlefield.
All right,
All
thanks.
right, good luck.
All right, Rookie, let's look at the rosters real quick for both these teams. Spoon, good performer. Sovereign Zool, and one other team member hasn't really been there in the beginning of the matches for the week, but they were there last time.
Yeah, we had Bananas to the Wall host, I think, was absent a little bit. We've had a number of players, for example, Spoon has actually not been there for a single win. Every single battle he's played in has been lost.
Ooh, that's not a good statistic.
Yeah. Zombie Food also is one of those players who's unfortunately not been there often enough to be able to get into that groove and start winning.
Refuse to Die, real quickly. The type of commanding that Bag of Kittens has is usually in a tier 8 rather than a tier 1. Disruption is the same when it comes to Victoria's Secret. Any other top performers so far?
Well, you have to talk about Valkyrie Vewas and Anubis. Both of them are top performers for Refuse to Die. They have about 15k damage done, which puts them in about the mid-tier range, the upper to mid-tier range of players. And everything about them is fairly consistent, about 70 to 75% accuracy. And of that, you've about 60% of those shots penning. So just a high performance, not absurdly exceptional from Refuse to Die, but it is looking a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Googly Bobbers right now.
All right. Well, that does it for some of the individual players, but tell me, what are your rules for victory for these two teams?
All right, first is Banana. for scale. Bananas the Wall host is pretty much... Calm down, Josh. Bananas has done rather well on the Googly Bobbers. He's been consistently present, and on top of that, he has very consistent damage. He's not, of course, the best in absolutely every category, but he is the standard by which I think every other tier 8 should be performing. If you are underperforming for Bananas, I think these players need to be either reconsidered for the team or possibly need to work on their performance and train up a little harder. Everyone who's performing a little bit better than Bananas, that would be for... Actually, right now, not anyone anymore. Bananas actually became the top performer for them after I wrote that rule, but... Second is Anubis. And he is the god of high average stats. For Refuse to Die, Anubis is actually the top performer of every single player on Refuse to Die. If he can be taken out in every single battle, I think that will very much affect Refuse to Die's ability to perform on any map, especially city maps, I think, where he seems to be getting higher damage. Kill Anubis. Very simple. Third is for Refuse to Die. If they can make Abby work, they're going to win. Get it into the early part of the picking. You've got Himmelsdorf first. Maybe pick Abby if you got the map pick, if you got the map choice first. Then maybe third map if you don't get a second. Abby needs to be in one of the first 3 maps to give a lead to Refuse to Die, because I think, and so does Clutch, that it is the map for Refuse to Die to win.
It really is. And I'm excited to see that. A team that can really take ownership of this map. The other one that they performed well on is Steps. We've seen other teams utilize Steps well this season, but so far, I like the approach to see teams that are using maps not as popular, not as used. With that being said, one of the most popular maps, Himmelsdorf, will be map number 1. Refuse to Die versus Googly Bobbers, the last match of tonight. Real kill. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, we have 3 AMX 5100s, 2 IS3s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams. Let's go, Bob. Refuse to Die, 3 5100s, 2 IS3s, 2 T1s.
Say it with me, chat. Mirror matchup between these two teams.
So we're going with Burst Fire for the 5100s. Nice amount of damage. Between the 3 of them, that's about 4 tanks worth of kills. With the IS3s added, you've got a little bit of alpha and just finishers. Also, the consistent fire is nice because, well, of course, we're not going to see 5100s wasting shells as much unless they truly have an opportunity.
Oh, this is quite an
Anubis
overmatch.
is spotted across the way.
On the
Shots
hill.
fired. And Sovereign Zool and Enfield both missed their opening shells onto Anubis. T1 is spotted Quasiar. And that is by Armor Ghost in the train station northwest. To the hill, it is Tuxzilla. And I don't see any tier 8 support going up there for the Googly Bobbers. Baronish may go up. Yes. So, Refuse to Die. What's their strat?
Get on the hill and take control of it. That's their strat right now. World War II Fanatic, Valkyrie VOS, Quasiar, Bag of Kittens, and Slovenian are going to be up on the perched area of the hill, and they will not be spotted until Tuxzilla starts moving up there.
Tuxzilla is very, very dead. He does not have any T8 support, and
No.
the little T1 is... I mean, unless he finds Quasiar and gets the free kill, that would probably be the only situation in which he's worth it. He's spotted.
And he dies from World War II Fanatic. Nice shot.
Actually, really good reaction for World War II Fnatic.
He was ready.
Yeah.
He was spotted split second before he fired.
It's an incredibly thin shot, too.
Anfield
You can only see
spotted
the
from
turret.
further away. Wow, these 5100s can actually... Oh, Anfield fires towards Quasiar. It's a miss. This 5100s from up top can get a couple shots against Anfield.
Well, we're going to see an 8-line push now. Spoon, Sovereign Zool, and Baronish all going down the 8-line. Looks like Enfield wants to join them. No, he's just going to go straight across the midfield. A bit dangerous, seeing as there are tanks on the top of the Himmelsdorf. And T1 spotted. Quasiar is lit. I don't know by who, though. And now it's going to be a cap fast by Googly Bobbers. They are leaving absolutely no one behind to defend their own cap. This is an opportunity for Refuse to Die to send one of their own T1s down to the southern cap, and after some delays on their own, they should be able to win it.
Pushing close.
Anubis is spotted. T1 in the southwest. Is spotted in
Ooh,
the northwest.
nice shot from Valkyrie VOS from further away against Danksta.
He's trying to use cover well, but the thing is, 5100 has just paper-thin armor. He's not going to be able to compete with Anubis in this situation.
Slovenian gets hit. Danksta. Oh, man, the volley shots coming out of Refuse to Die to stop Danksta. He goes down.
Bad positioning and no real support from the rest of the Googly Bobbers leads to that.
It was also really good sticking in the same line from Refuse to Die, not overexposing their tanks to more of the open fire, which is happening now as Gobob pushes up. Anubis is super low. Baranesh is coming around the corner. He wants that kill. Stops, tracks Bag of Kittens, doesn't get the shot. Bag of Kittens fires back, 669 damage done in that volley. Anfield gets hit by 381. Gobob is hurting here.
And there's the counter cap pressure they were waiting for from Refuse to Die. All they have to do is wait for reload and continue to delay a little bit, and it's a victory for Refuse to Die. Googly Bobbers are racking up those cap points rather quickly. Baranesh gets reset a little bit. And now we just need one for Sovereign Zool and for Enfield.
Oh, World War II Fanatic, he moved out too far. And he is now taking a lot of damage. Will he kill Enfield? No.
Bounce.
And Sovereign Zool's getting right above him. Is that another bounce? 2 bounces?
That's 2. That connects.
And he falls. World War II Fanatic was way overexposed there from Refuse to Die.
However, Refuse to Die has taken control of their own cap again, and they're trying to put shots out on Spoon. Looks like they've decided to let him go, and they're going to take down Sovereign Zool instead. Enfield, I don't think he's going to be able to get away unless he slips into one of the cubbies. So, nope.
Does 439 damage on that shot against Slovenian, though.
I guess that's worth it.
2 tanks still left alive for Googly Bobbers compared to the 5 from Refuse to Die. Armor Ghost and Quasar are down to the south. Will they have a T1 battle? Quasar fires into Armor Ghost just to track him. Continually waits for the reload.
A little bit of Armor Ghost should be able to get a reset. Actually,
bit of a bounce.
Surprising. Quasar's playing this rather well, actually.
He is. He fires into Armor Ghost, but he falls to him. More
Just as I
shots
say
off
that.
the tracks. It happens.
Gas repairs.
Hired gun is down. Anubis now in the IS-3. Moving down to the south with his other 2 5100s. Slovenian and a bag of kittens. Refuse to Die will take this in a matter of time.
I mean, 5 minutes left. There's no way to draw. And, well, yeah, just give it a minute. Armor Ghost is going to run around. Maybe he'll just throw in the towel a little early so they can get on to the next one. That or Googly Bobbers are playing more sound clips on their TeamSpeak. Oh, man. If you ever go into the Googly Bobbers TeamSpeak during practice or something, it's all just sounds.
I really like the Doge Squad.
The Doge Squad?
The Doge
The
Squad
soundboard
one.
that they have? Yeah.
4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the battle. They were able to get the win as they took the last shot for the last kill in Himmelsdorf. That's a win for Refuse to Die against the Googly Bobbers.
A bit surprising. I actually would have waited that Googly Bobbers would do a little bit better than Refuse to Die. Just simply based on their past performance, Refuse to Die has just been up and up every season, but Googly Bobbers always seemed like they were just more together, even if they were just a bunch of silly guys. Do you agree or no?
Yes.
You would agree.
Well, the question that I asked Garrett, Bag of Kittens, are teams underestimating you? And he said, no, they don't need to be underestimating me. We don't feel underestimated. I keep thinking of the Refuse to Die team. It's burned into my mind when they brought all those Tiger tanks on Ruinberg.
Oh, the Bag of Kittens
It was the last desperation type strategy, right? Say what you will if it works or not. Their tactics just didn't work, period. And it was tough to see because this was a team that continued to fight, to struggle to stay into the Gold League. They got relegated out, taken out of it, but now that they're back. And this comes down to this experience question. The experience question of, hey, this is a team that's been around for a while. They've gone through the obstacles. They've gone through the ups and downs. They've gone through the plateaus as well. Mm-hmm. And now we're starting to see the fruits of their labor, the fruits of that time and experience that a lot of these teams have still need to go through to reach this level.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Refuse to Die was able to make it this far for this long. I mean, they joined us season 1, and they just were getting beat up every single day.
Yeah.
They were in the place that C'est La Vie and Kung Fu are, and they had to actually drop out and come back. And now they're finally back, and they're actually taking battles off of Googly Bobbers. And by the way, next battle will be Ensk. Again. Battle number 2 in the series, 4 in a row at least, is Ensk.
Double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 in a row. You're right. Yep. It's conspiracy, as Rukil would say. All right, battle number 2, Googly Bobbers versus Refuse to Die. Refuse to Die is up 1-0. Rukil, what do we have for tanks?
3 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for both sides. Say it.
Mirror matchup.
Chat loves you. All right. Opening moves. We've got Googly Bobbers doing a west side. And I guess Refuse to Die is
Too close to call. Bag of Kittens is getting rid of all of the cover close to the flag cap here, or at least the spawn point.
I guess they're going to play southwest. That's a very southwest opening. To knock down all the buildings, then you have clear lanes of fire onto your cap.
Refuse to Die can play this completely defensively. Since they have the one battle win, they can play for the Googly Bobbers to come to them. And that's what Go Bob is going to have to do.
Please don't do that.
What?
I really hate that mentality. It's my least favorite mentality. We have a win. Let's camp.
I'm not saying I agree with it or
I'm
I
just
like
saying.
it. I'm saying that
Yeah, I'm just expressing my opinion, Josh. That's it. I'm expressing that I do not like passive play. I think you should try and get every single win you can.
you want to dictate the wins. You want to dictate what happens on the map. You want to be in control of it. You want to test strategies.
Although at a point you are in a situation tactically where it's like, we could just push, but what's the point? We don't know anything, and they're in this awesome defensive position that we can't approach. We've lost all our T1s and all that nonsense. But Googly Bobber's spot at absolutely nothing, right? I don't see
Nothing
anything.
is spotted. Anubis is firing through the keyhole window continually.
And the Googly Bobbers are, instead of doing West Side Story, they're going to go East Side.
West Side Story.
West Side Story. I think that's the strat.
I like it.
And they meet right in E2,
I
right?
met a girl named Maria.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good musical. Valkyrie Viewis still looking through the keyhole. He's firing into the side of the building, aside of the railroad tracks. Nothing yet.
Nope.
Anyways, are they doing West Side Story? Let's look.
No, they went to the east. They left. They decided, let's not do this play.
Who are the Sharks and who are the Jets?
Well, obviously the Googly Bobbers are the Jets. I mean, think about it.
Yeah. Geez, that'll be the Sharks then. Okay, World War II Fanatic. He's. Let's take a look at where he's looking here. He's looking straight through
Oh, that's
this
fun.
corridor, yeah. So he could fire, take out the.
Just press 0 and forward. Zoom. You must go faster.
I'm going fast enough. Anyways,
Faster.
it'll give you guys.
Whee!
Hey, there's the Lenin statue. It'll give you guys a viewpoint that he can see pretty much this far down what's spotted. And it's going to have to be an instantaneous shot once something is spotted in order for it to clear.
Problem is, nothing is there.
Nope. Nothing is there right now. 6 minutes, 46 seconds.
However, Googly Bobbers are moving up on the cap, and Refuse to Die has actually set themselves up to defend their own cap. They are looking... Well, they're ready to move in from the north and from the east to defend their own cap. So any real screening from Googly Bobbers will be very difficult. They can move a little bit through... Oh, Armor Ghost from the north can get some nice spotting. Sovereign Zoo and Enfield are, in the most adorable way possible, no, Enfield destroys the fence. I was about to say they weren't going to destroy the fence. But now they've destroyed the fence. So, never mind on that. Spoon Tiding, Danksta, Baronish. Interesting Overwatch positions, by the way.
Indeed.
Yeah. They've got... the angles they have are so restricted from Danksta. He's got no view through the... You know how there's two entrances onto the cap onto the southern cap on the Refuse to Die's cap?
Yes.
The building kind of was blocking where he was. Like, he's now moved, but it was weird because he had almost actually no real angles on any tanks from Refuse to Die that he would spot. He would have had to shift position anyway. And then Spoon, I don't even know what Spoon's doing right now. He's just being Spoon. Although Enfield, Sovereign Zool are moving closer to the cap, and with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left, shots are being fired into train cars. And the Googly Bobbers are doing what Googly Bobbers do, and probably having lively comms at this point.
I'm sure they are. I can just imagine all of the...
They really are one of the
Sound
most
what's
fun
happening.
teams in their comms. It's just outwardly, you look at the battles and you don't see a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of Spoon deciding I'm going to be Spoon and I'm going to just drive forward.
Baron
Now,
Ash
here's Spoon
took a
driving
hit.
forward.
And here they come. After the 5-minute mark, Sovereign Jewel takes another shot.
Techzilla drives just straight across.
Oh, Sovereign takes another hit. Refused to die. I was waiting for him, and they took down all of that.
Enfield block for him.
Ken's able to get it. Anyway, all that cover I was talking about earlier. War 2 Fnatic will continue the firefight against Anfield. Now Anfield's getting shot from 2 sides. War 2 Fnatic gets another one, and Bag of Kittens is able to take down Anfield. And World War II Fnatic gets hit from the side. He goes down. Anubis trying to cover him, though. Danksta still staying in the fight. There's a reset. It was at 41 seconds. 1 minute and 31 now. Baranesh and Danksta continuing to keep Googly Bobbers on their toes. Valkyrie gets a nice shot against Spoon. Baranesh falls from Quasiar.
And now
In the T1,
Googly-
T1 got the kill.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
against Tuxilla.
Wow, that's whatever.
Valkyrie Vuas. Danksta gets hit, and he's surrounded. Refused to die. Is up 2-0 against the Googly Bobbers.
You've got to be kidding me.
What is happening?
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, man.
Mm.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, except I didn't come up with it immediately, so I lose points on execution. But damage dealt, Danksta got 1,557. Everyone else on the Googly Bobbers is sorely lacking in this situation.
Didn't even break 1,000 damage.
Yeah, but as always, Anubis is one of the top performers. World War II Fnatic doing all right, and then Valkyrie Vewa sits at 3rd today in damage, about 1,700, 1,800, 1,900. Refuse to Die is having an easy time. I think Googly Bobbers is practically just handing them the win with this. They're making it look easy. Refuse to Die is today. That defense was the easiest thing I've ever seen. The attack there was no setup, no real scouting, no screening of the cap. It was a straight up cap rush in the oldest sense. Everyone get on cap. Let's hope we get enough points and win.
Yeah. Well, what could have been done differently? 1 or 2 tanks up to the north from the railroad tracks and push down together? That's what I would have liked to have seen.
A lot of teams will do that. Fnatic's a team that if they can get a clean attack, that they'll do that. Every team that does not get to begin an engagement that wants to put cap pressure on will usually send 1 or 2 tanks to a flanking position. You want to flank when you have an equal force and you don't have any real advantages. If you can get the flank, you can create a better crossfire than your opponent, and you can probably stop someone or catch someone out in such a manner that you can gain an advantage. Your cap will then succeed, or maybe you'll just turn it into a brawl. But next battle is going to be Abby, and I think that's got to be a Refuse to Die pick.
This is our 32nd battle of the night so far, Rukil.
32 battles?
Yeah. Abby, our 32nd battle of the night. The 3rd battle between Googly Bobbers and Refuse to Die. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Rukil, what do we have for tanks? Right meow.
Right meow, we've got 5100 IS3s, 2 of them, 2 1390s, and 2 T1 Cunninghams for the side of Googly Bobbers. For Refuse to Die, it's 2 5100s, an IS3, T69, and 1390, 2 T1 Cunninghams.
You know how long I was waiting to say that?
Right meow?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
All right, opening moves. We got west side from the Googly Bobbers. Refuse to Die.
I'm waiting.
It's west.
Yes.
Looks like
Hold
west.
on. They might have headed south for a second there, but now they're going west.
They are the Googly Bobbers. You might want to wait. Yeah, you're right. Because they could do anything.
You mean Refuse to Die?
Oh. I'm watching the Googly Bobbers.
You're on the Refuse to Die is on the north side. They are going west.
Bravo me. I'm slipping a little bit after this many matches.
Oh,
man.
look at
okay,
that.
so Googly Bobbers are going west. Refuse to Die is going west-ish. I say ish because I see tanks not in the west at all.
Well, they're
Same
heading.
thing.
They're heading towards that way, but they're deciding which road they're going to take. It's kind of a sad song. You ever heard the full chorus lyric for "You take the high road and I'll take the low road"?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll get to Scotland before ye. For me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny banks of Loch Lothian.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't remind me. Jeez.
Well, many people may not have heard those lyrics before.
Yeah.
Okay. Refuse to Die. Sticking together on a map that has proven to be their map so far this season.
Definitely so. Refuse to Die just needs a matter of time, and I think they'll be able to do very well. Or we'll just see them draw. I mean, they're up 2-0.
They are.
Although they could just make this a very clean 3-0 and send a message to everyone saying, we refuse to die, and we're awesome now. Or they could not. They could decide not to. I mean, that's cool, too. But it doesn't look like Googly Bobber's doing much. Spoon, however. Spoon's doing stuff, like running into religious buildings.
In the monastery in the center of the map.
Religious building.
Hired gun will creep closer.
Damaging property.
To the south. In his T1. And Anubis will join Slovenian Valkyrie View as War 2 Fnatic. And Bag of Kittens right behind him in the T69.
We'll see, we'll see.
7 minutes, 18 seconds for Googly Bobbers to make a move here. Refuse to Die to do the same.
Spoon is getting rather deep into enemy territory at this point. He may run into someone from Refuse to Die. Is anyone towards the Abbey from Refuse to Die anymore?
No. Quasiar.
Wait a tick. Is Bag of Kittens going towards the Abbey right now?
Well, they are, but they're not close enough to get a shot.
They could just run into Spoon, though. Which would cut him off from the rest of his team, and then Spoon would be yelling air support. And
Yeah,
there is none.
Oh. Yeah, they spot him.
He's lit. There we go.
But
They
he's
could
up
make
on
a
the
play.
high ground. They don't have a...
That's a pinned position.
They don't have a shot.
That's
necessarily.
actually not a great position.
No.
Aside from it being pinning.
No, I don't mean it's a great position, but they don't have a clear line of fire towards him at all.
Yeah, they can get one, though. Just give them a minute. They just have to take Abbey control. Once you have Abbey control, that position Spoon was in, that high ground, is nice cover, and you can use it maybe as bait, but honestly, it's not that great advantage. The hills are too steep for you to use gun depression on almost anything but the Pershing on like 2 angles, like a T-54 or a T-44.
Mm-hmm.
IS-3 wouldn't do well. 5100 can't perform up there. 1390 can't perform up there. And he's just pinned. So in cases like that, you have to hope that you have support from your allies. Pub matches, of course, you're completely dead after a matter of time. But Spoon is actually moving up, and he's taking fire. Shots fired onto Spoon. Don't know by who. I guess that must be Anubis in the 1390.
Yes, from long range.
Barely not getting those shots. Spoon juking back and forth. I think only his turret is really exposed. And now he actually has some hard cover. Moving up are the rest of the Googly Bobbers. And it looks like they'll begin an engagement very, very soon. Sovereign Zul, Baronish, Enfield all moving up and actually taking the low ground instead of going high ground in the west.
I was taking a look at the elevation arc of the 5100s, and it's actually plus 13 degrees for...
Elevation's fine. It's not
Yeah.
a huge problem. It's not great, but it's gun depression that you need to be looking
Yeah,
at.
it's -5 gun
Yeah.
depresation.
That's really bad.
Compared to the
Spoon
T69,
taking
it's
damage
-9.
now from multiple angles.
So
He's
did
down to
Dexter.
538 damage.
Oh, World War II Fnatic.
301, 88, one more shell, and he goes down.
Slovenian Valkyrie view us. They are in an engagement against Baronesh and Anfield, but yes, Spoon does go down. Refuse to Die. 4 minutes and 38 seconds. This is their time to shine again on their map. They want to get the win here. If it goes to a draw, Googly Bobbers could still come back, take us to a tiebreaker. Valkyrie view us, Slovenian and a Bag of Kittens are now pushing forward slowly. And they spot Anfield. Valkyrie view us is hit to the front, stops because of the tracks. Sovereign Zul tracks him. They
2
return fire.
bounces. Bag of Kittens and Valkyrie Veil have failed to actually penetrate on Sovereign Zul's IS-3. And that could actually throw them a little bit behind. Baronish finally does take some damage, though.
Well, here's World War II Fnatic Slovenian. They're pushing forward. They're focusing on one corner. They get the kill for Baronesh.
Hired Gun gets the T8 kill in his T1.
Nice.
And now Sovereign Zul should go down.
And Anubis takes down Sovereign Zul. Nice play from the T1 hired gun. He's going to continue to scout ahead. And they focus fire on Anfield. Look at the great focus fire of Refuse to Die here. They're focusing on one target at a time, and they're getting the kills.
Now Danksa is He was looking to flank in the Googly Bobbers attack, but he was so late to that. And now there is cap pressure. Armor Ghost and Tuxzilla on the cap, 43 seconds left. And Danks is going to try and screen, I guess.
We'll try to slow him down at least 37 seconds. Could be enough time.
No, he's not going to be able to do it.
Well, if he tracked multiple times, 20 seconds.
He would have had to take almost no damage in exchange, but now Slovenian should be able to take him down, and T1s on cap should be destroyed very, very soon.
Danksta close to falling here. Slovenian hugging him back against him around the corner. Can't get the shot from behind. That's a miss. Bounce. Iken's able to get it. And 2 T1s still left alive. Anubis pushing in. And this is it. Refuse to Die could win once again on Abby in a 3-0 series. Refuse to Die is able to take it. Mighty impressive coming out of this team.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very, very surprised. Googly Bobbers should have at least been able to pick up 1-2. This was a series that, if anything, was expected to go 2-3, maybe 3-1, probably actually in the favor of the Googly Bobbers were most people's predictions, but Refuse to Die, congratulations, looking very confident, and the Googly Bobbers not that great today.
No, they weren't. Himmelsdorf, they fell. Ensk, they had to go. They went for the push, didn't work at all. Then on Abby, Spoon got caught.
Yep.
And then it was downhill from there. But at least they tried something. You could say. And if it was experimentation, they found out what didn't work today.
They discovered a lot of what didn't work today.